How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Cy the Photo Guy. Today I'm going to be talking about something that affects all of us and that we all deal with every day because it's in our pockets: mobile photography. So you got a new phone and you're super excited to use a camera because it's supposed to be the best camera that they ever came out with on a phone. I know that's how I was when I got my iPhone 10. But for some reason, every time you go to take a picture, it either comes out dark or blurry or just bland. And that's not very cool because then you actually have to use your words really good or to describe what you want to show people. So these are my 3 tips on how to get better photos from your phone. My overall rule for all these tips can be summed up in one sentence: control what you can control. There are a lot of things that, when it comes to using your phone as a camera, that you can't really control, that are kind of up to the camera itself. So that's why you have to take a hold of the picture you're trying to take and make sure that you're controlling what you can control and not letting all those other outside things affect your photo. So the first step that you can take to take better photos with your phone is to control your lighting. A lot of times we just kind of pull our phones out and snap, and we kind of give them more credit than they really deserve with what they can handle. Controlling your lighting isn't that hard. There are a lot of complicated ways, but truly it's just dragging a light over and allowing your subject to stand out from the background because it's well lit. So this is the first photo I took with my iPhone, and there's no light other than what is normally lit in my room, so just some lights on the ceiling. And as you can see, the first photo is dark, it's discolored, and it's pretty bland. It's not really something that I would like to show off to people. The second photo, though, it's well lit, it has cinematic lighting, it's got good colors, and it stands out. And I achieved this by dragging a light over and turning it on. That was it. So now that your photo is properly lit, it's time to control the way the photo feels through the composition. Composition is an important part of taking a photo because it can really affect the way that your photo looks and feels. So this first photo here, I changed the composition by placing it in front of the Christmas lights I have in my room. This photo feels more interesting because the mug sits in front of the Christmas lights, causing some nice color in the blurry background for the bokeh. This isn't a bad composition because it's more interesting, but it's also not the best composition we could have. The second photo, while similar to the first, I added a little depth by giving it more context by placing it in the bottom left-hand corner of the photo. This composition better portrays the context of the image while still pulling your eye to the mug. And lastly, by placing the camera in the blurry background of the photo and keeping the mug in the foreground, I can evoke more feeling of, wow, whoever owns this mug really is a photographer, without stealing attention away from the mug, because as soon as you steal attention away from your subject, that's bad composition. Now that we understand the concept of lighting and composition, we're going to talk about my favorite tip, which is editing. I love to edit photos just to change them a little bit, make them look the way I want them to look. Editing allows you to regain control of stuff you might not have had control of in the first place, but it also allows you to add your own personal style and your own personal touch on the photo. Now the key is, when you're editing, to not draw the attention away from the subject. When your editing takes away from the subject, it's a bad edit. There are a bunch of free ways to edit photos on your phone. The ones that I'm going to recommend are Lightroom, Snapseed, and VisoCam. I actually don't know how to say that. I've only used it once or twice myself. The one I use now and the one that's my favorite is the Lightroom mobile app, which is free, although you have to pay for the computer version. Alright, so in the app, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to pull up what I did real quick. I took a screen recording. So as you can see, I just messed with my exposure. I brought my blacks down. I'm going to bring my whites up a little bit. I just wanted to add some contrast between the mug and the background. You can see I'm messing with the shadows. I wasn't exactly sure what look I was going for. I just knew that I wanted to spice it up a little bit because while it looked decent, I wanted to add a little bit of contrast and make it pop just a little bit more. So here we have the original photo on the left and the edited photo on the right. Not a huge difference, but as you can see, the mug does pop a little bit more. I added some contrast. I brought up my whites and took down my blacks, and was really able to just make the photo, the subject, pop. So I hope this video helps you up your phone photo game. Just remember that all you have to do is control what you can control your lighting, your composition, and your editing, and you'll be good to go. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out the blog post, which is similar to this, maybe a little bit shorter, maybe I wrote something else a little bit clearer, go ahead and check it out. It's in the description. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Should be a lot more of this coming in the future. So until next time, peace.